So it is given here that the squares and the higher powers of x can be neglected as it is very small. Now using this fact, we have to find the value of the given expression. Now we have 1 plus x raised to the power of n, and the expansion is given by 1 plus n times x plus n times n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial times x squared plus n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 over 3 factorial divided times x cubed plus the remaining terms. Now when the higher powers of x and the squares are neglected, then the third term will be equals to 0, the fourth term will be equals to 0. So this gives us 1 plus n times x. So we're going to use this approximation to solve this particular numerical. So given that 1 minus 7x raised to the power of 1/3 times 1 plus twice x raised to the power of negative 3/4. So for the first expression we have 1 plus n, which is 1/3, times x here is negative 7x. And for the second expression we have 1 plus negative 3/4 times twice of x. So this gives us 1 minus 7/3 times x, and the other expression is 1 minus 6/4, which in the simplified form is simply 3/2x. When we multiply the two expressions, so this gives us 1 minus, so we're going to distribute 1 with the second expression, which is 1 minus 3/2x. That gives us 1 minus 3/2x. Then we take the second term, which is negative 7/3x, and then distribute it to the second expression. So we have negative 7/3x. Now we don't have to distribute negative 7/3x to turn negative 3/2x, because that would give us an x squared, and we have to neglect the square. Now we combine the two like terms, so that gives us 1 minus 23/6x. So this is the value of the given expression. Let's go to the next question. So here we have to find the value of the given expression by neglecting the square and the higher powers of x. So first we have to simplify. So we can write square root of 1 plus 2x as 1 plus twice x raised to the power of half plus 16 plus thrice x raised to the power of 1/4 divided by 1 minus x whole squared. Now, keeping the first expression the way it is, which is 1 plus 2x raised to the power of half, now we factor out 16. So we have 16 raised to the power of 1/4 times 1 plus 3/16 times x raised to the power of 1/4 divided by 1 minus x whole squared. And we're going to apply the approximation, so that gives us 1 plus n, which is half, times twice of x, plus, now 16 can be written as 2 raised to the power of 4 whole raised to the power of 1 by 4 times 1 plus n, which is 1/4, times 3 over 16 x whole divided by 1 minus 2 times x. So this gives us 1 plus x plus 2 raised to the power 4 raised to the power 1/4 gives us simply 2 times 1 plus 3 over 64 x divided by 1 minus 2x. Further simplification, we get 1 plus x plus, now we're going to distribute 2, so we get 2 plus 3 over 32 times x divided by 1 minus 2x. Now we combine the like terms in the numerator, that gives us 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus x plus 3 over 32 gives us 35 over 32 times x divided by, now we have 1 minus 2x in the denominator, which when we bring it up to the numerator becomes 1 minus twice of x raised to the power of -1. Now we have 3 plus 35 over 22 times x. It's 32, my bad. It's 32, so this is 32 times x, and then we apply the binomial approximation, so this will be -1 times -2x will be positive 2x. Then we finally distribute, so this should give us 3 times 1 plus 3 times twice x is 6x plus 35 over 32 times x, and then we skip the multiplication of the second term over both the expression, as that will yield an x squared. So this will be finally equals to 3 plus the 6x plus 35 over 32x will give us 227 over 32x. So this is the final value. Let's move on to the next question. So in this question, we have to find the value of the given expression. So let us simplify it first. So we can write square root of 4 minus x as 4 minus x raised to the power of half times 3 minus x over 2 raised to the power of -1. Now from the first expression, we can factor out 4. So we'll have 4 raised to the power half times 1 minus x over 4 whole raised to the power half. Then from the second expression, we factor out 3. So we get 3 raised to the power -1 times 1 minus x over 6 raised to the power of -1. Now 4 raised to the power half can be rewritten as 2 squared raised to the power of half. Then we can bring the 3 to the power -1 to the front, so that is simply 1 over 3 raised to the power of 1 times 1 minus half times x over 4. For the first expression, that will be the binomial approximation. For the second expression, we have 1 plus negative 1 times negative x over 6. So this is equals to 2 squared raised to the power of half, simply 2 over 3 times 1 minus x over 8 times 1 plus x over 6. Then we multiply the two expressions, and that would give us 2/3 times 1 plus x over 6 minus 8 over 6, and then we reject the fourth term because that would yield an x squared term. So this will be equals to 2/3 times 1 plus 2 by 48x, which is simply equals to 2 by 3 times 1 is 2/3 plus 1 over 24, so that would be x over 36. So this is the value. Let's move on to the next one. So we have another expression. Again, we have to ignore the squares and the higher powers of x. So let us begin. So first we will remove all the radicals. So square root of 1 plus x can be written as 1 plus x raised to the power of half plus 1 minus x squared raised to the power of 1/3, so that would be simply 2/3 divided by 1 plus x plus 1 plus x raised to the power half. Now we apply the binomial approximation, so the first expression will be 1 plus x over 2 plus 1 minus twice x over 3 divided by 1 plus x plus 1 plus x over 2. So the numerator gives us 2 plus, that's a minus x over 6 divided by 2 plus thrice x over 2. Now we factor out 2 from both the numerator and the denominator, so that gives us 2 times 1 minus x over 12 divided by 2 times 1 plus thrice x over 4. So the 2 and 2 can be factored out, and we are left with 1 minus x over 12 in the numerator divided by 1 plus thrice x over 4 in the denominator, which could be taken up into the numerator, and that would give us 1 plus thrice x over 4 raised to the power of negative 1. So the first term will remain as it is, so 1 minus x over 12 times 1 minus negative 3x, 1 minus thrice x over 4. We multiply the two expressions, and that gives us 1 minus thrice x over 4 and minus x over 12, which when combined will give us 1 minus 5 over 6 times x. So this is the required value. Let's go to the next question. So we're given an expression, and we have to find the value of this expression while we neglect the square and the higher powers of x. So we take 8, we factor out 8, so that gives us 8 raised to the power of 2/3 times 1 plus 3 over 8 x whole raised to the power of 2/3 divided by, we take 2 common, so we get 2 times 1 plus 3 over 2 times x, and we take the square root, can be written as 4 minus 5x raised to the power of half. So 8 can be rewritten as 2 cube raised to the power of 2/3 times 1 plus 3 over 8 times x raised to the power of 2/3 divided by 2 times 1 plus 3 over 2 x. Then we take the 4 as the common factor, so we have 4 raised to the power of half times 1 minus 5 over 4 times x raised to the power of half. So 2 cubed raised to the power of 2/3 is going to give us 2 squared times 1 plus 3 over 8 times x raised to the power of 2/3 divided by 2 times 1 plus 3 over 2 times x, and 4 raised to the power half is simply the square root of 4, which is going to be 2, times 1 minus 5 over 4 times x raised to the power of half. Now we can factor out 2 squared and 4 from both the numerator and denominator, and then we apply the binomial approximation, which will give us 1 plus 2/3 times 3/8 of x divided by 1 plus 3 over 2 times x multiplied to 1 minus half times 5 over 4 times x. So this would be, in the numerator we'll get 1 plus x over 4 divided by 1 plus 3 over 2x times 1 minus 5 over 8 times x. Now we multiply the two expressions in the denominator, so we have 1 plus x over 4 in the numerator divided by 1 minus 5 over 8 times x plus 3 over 2 times x. We are neglecting the higher power of x, that is the x squared, which is appearing in the fourth term. So this should give us 1 plus x over 4 divided by 1 plus 7 over 8 x. Now we take the term present in the denominator to the numerator. So we have 1 plus x over 4 times 1 plus 7 over 8 x raised to the power of negative 1. 1 plus x over 4 times, so we apply the binomial approximation, so we get 1 minus 7 over 8 times x, and we multiply the two expressions, so that would give us 1 minus 7 over 8x plus 1 over 4 times x. We combine the common term, and that should give us 1 minus 5 over 8 times x. So this is the final answer. So here we have to find the value of the given expression. So let us begin by getting rid of the radical. So for the first term in the numerator, we have 1 plus x raised to the power of half plus 1 minus x raised to the power of negative half. While in the denominator, what we're going to do, we're going to write 1 minus x and 1 plus x together, whole raised to the power of 1/4. So this gives us 1 plus half times x plus 1 minus negative half times x divided by 1 minus x squared. We are applying the identity. 1 minus x times 1 plus x is equal to 1 minus x squared raised to the power 1/4. So we add the values. So we have 1. So we have 2 plus x over 2 plus x over 2. Whereas in the denominator we only have 1, as we have to neglect the higher powers of x, which is x squared. So 1 raised to the power of 1/4. So we have in the numerator 2 plus x over 2 plus x over 2 gives us x. And in the denominator we have 1. So this is the final value.